Hi, everybody. This is Gail, the No Nonsense Intuitive, and I'm here to talk about some of the books that I wrote for Ibby Lane Press. The first one is I Don't Know How I Know, and I Just Know. The original title was going to be My Life as a Science Fiction Movie, because that's what my life felt like when my gifts started to come back, as a lot of people's lives do. Everything feels surreal at the time. So I don't know how I know, I just know is about how I shut my gifts off when I was little in order to survive and grow up. And then how they started to come back in my 20s. And then, really, in my 30s, everything came back. And then, what that meant for me. One of the things that happened with me is I started drawing tons and tons of mandalas. And this is how I was bringing in information. And then I started to give everything a voice. So that was the first book. I don't know how I know, I just know. And then part two is I still know what I know. And that's a continuation of my journey. This one has more weird experiences that happened to me, has channelings and meditations in it as well. And of course, lots and lots of mandalas to go with each section to hold the energy and the frequency. I've written a couple other books for Ibby Lane Press too. One was Mandalas Created for the World and Humanity, and that one was just a series of mandalas to hold the energy and frequency. And then I also wrote Healing Energy of Crystals and Stones, where I picked 36 of my favorite crystals and drew a mandala to represent the energy, and then wrote a very brief message. And then lastly, there's a mandala coloring book that I also drew that's published with Ibby Lane Press. I do have other books that have been published, self-published by me, and so those are also available as well. But I think one of the most important things that I want to talk about today is just how to start to trust your intuition and how to speak your truth and be authentic, because I think that's the hardest thing for everyone, especially with all the things that's going on. People are afraid to say anything. People don't want to upset anyone. And I think it's really important to use your voice and to be authentic. And that's what those books are. They're using my voice, and they're about authenticity and not being afraid to put yourself out into the world, because I think that that's the most important thing, is that we're all here for a specific purpose. We all have gifts, we all have abilities. They're just different for everyone to different degrees, and it's about how we each play our part to form the whole of humanity. And I know that the end of the year is difficult for people right now, not knowing what 2025 is going to bring. And this is the most important time to have hope and faith and trust that the reality that we wish to create, we can create. So I wish everyone a happy new year. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, you can reach me at gail-alexander.com. Take care, everybody, and Happy New Year. Bye.